don't know it's evening, but it is evening, sun setting, and you can catch a little activity behind me. The hummingbirds are here. It's early spring, and today I thought I would change the hydraulic fluid in the X530 John Deere tractor that I have. It's a little bit overdue. I have all the stuff I need to do it. I think my hours are, let's see if we can see what my hours are on this. 533.4. So yeah, I changed the fluid. I believe I wrote it down. Let's see. No, maybe I didn't. But anyway, here's the little guide that says when you're supposed to do it. Every 200 hours, you're supposed to change transaxle oil. It says that right on the bottom line. And I'm at 533. I did do it just past 200 the first time, so I'm about 133 hours past. And so that's what I'm going to do tonight. Hopefully I won't run into any problems. I shouldn't. And we'll see. But this is what an X530 looks like after 533 hours of mowing and rototilling. It's still in fairly good shape. Looks good from a distance. It does have its scratches. It's been used. It's not a collector's item. It's not meant to be. So, first thing we need to do, according to my manual, is drain the oil. We cleaned up, you know, it says to clean around the reservoir. Did all that already, and all I really need to do now is loosen the drain plugs, which are A and V, and I'll do that now underneath. See how nice that looks in the picture. Mine looks a little dirtier than that, of course, after all this time. And here's the filter. The filter goes in front. It's actually right under here. You can see that. That's where the filter is. And of course my transaxle's a little cruddy. Didn't give it a scrub down for this video, but that's what it looks like. So the first front drain plug is right here, and we'll loosen that. And this is the B plug in that picture I just showed you in the diagram, and this is the A plug back here. And I'll go ahead and loosen that. Get started. Okay. Still looks pretty clear for 234 hours of use. Thanks to the filter, probably. I don't see why we can't get the other one going. just as clear. Supposedly it takes about 5.6 quarts to fill this back up. You hear some buzzing. That's just the hummingbird at the feeder above us. Alright, now might as well change the filter. If you do own one of these machines, I would recommend doing this service yourself. It's really pretty simple. It's easier than changing the oil, I would say. And the parts are quite expensive. The filter itself is, I think it's, I'll get the slip over here. Where's that slip? See, the filter, this filter right here costs as much as the kit to change your oil after 100 hours, and that kit includes oil, the filter, the fuel filter, and 2 spark plugs in the air breather for the same price as this little filter. So you could have a service tech do this job for you, or you could save the labor since it's so expensive anyway and do it yourself. It really isn't that tough. And we're just at 7 minutes in the process, so that includes a lot of setting up and all that too. So the longest part so far getting this ready was getting the tractor up on the cement blocks with my jacks. That was the tough part, and I only did that so that I could get the camera underneath so I could show what was going on, because before there just wasn't enough room to put the camera underneath and get a good shot at what I was doing. So that wasn't necessary, but it does make it easier. And in case you didn't see, the part number for this filter for the X530, and I think for all X500s, is MIA881446. I don't know if you can really see that in the, maybe you can squint, you can see it there. Right. So on the cap there's a little O-ring. You want to replace that because the new filter comes with a new O-ring. And you want to clean the cat. Make sure it's all crud free. So after 233 hours, or what was it? No, I was supposed to do it at 400, so it's 333 hours. The oil still looks pretty good, feels pretty good. Even though it was I'm 133 hours over the recommended change period, it really doesn't seem to have deteriorated much. I will show you the difference in filters, though. There is quite a difference. The old filter as opposed to the new filter, which is white, really white compared. It looks yellow in the light, but I don't have a good light source right now. So, the new filter goes in, spring out. There's a little spring on the front. And that goes. Let's see. There, it goes over something in the back there, a little tube. Put your new O-ring over the cap. Which is all clean. Clean your surface, just like if you were putting on a new oil filter. You change your oil, you always clean the surface. Make sure there's no contaminants to mess with the seal. That looks good. A little bit of, and just screw the cap back on carefully. John Deere was nice to make the this opening here match a 3/8 socket, so ratchet wrench, so makes it easy to change there too. You just want to get it tight, but not too tight, because the oil, you don't want to have to replace that. Alright, reinstall the drain plugs. One. Two. A and B. This is A. There we go. This little ratchet freezes up every so often. It's a micro ratchet, but there we go. Just right. There, now all we have to do is refill it with fluid. Okay, so I decided to record this and as it happens. I haven't tried this technique before. As you can, I don't know if you can really tell, but under here is where the transmission, the hydraulic oil goes in, and there's really no way to put that. You can put a funnel in there, but then you can't really pour the hydraulic fluid in there. It just isn't there's just not enough room to tip the jug in over the funnel. So I have this little transfer pump that I usually only use to pump gas, but it's a liquid transfer pump is what it says. So I'm going to try to transfer hydraulic liquid and see if it will pump oil in there without having to use a funnel. So let's see if we can do that. And I haven't tried this before, so this will be it'll either work or we'll get a big laugh out of it. You'll get a big laugh out of it. I'll be really upset probably, but I won't show that on camera. All right, here we go. It's pumping. It's working, but very slowly. I think it's gonna work. It certainly isn't as fast as gas, but it is pumping in. And I don't have to use a funnel, so this is so far it's a success. The capacity on this transmission is just over 5 quarts, so this is just a 1 gallon bucket or jug, so it's going to take more than this. And we're just about at the halfway point. There's halfway. Sorry about that. We ran out of card space, so I had to delete a old file. And we're back in business again. Maybe if it was a little warmer, this would pump faster. I don't know, but seems to be working all right. Just a little slow. We have about a quarter, 1 quart left to go from the 1 gallon jug here. Maybe the batteries are getting low in my pump too. Nope. There's 1 gallon that I didn't have to pour through a funnel. Let's go get another quart of oil and put in there. So in case that last part didn't record, we ran into trouble. The card filled up. My recording on the video camera, the recording card filled up. So I changed that. Then I ran out of battery on both my work light here, and as I was changing that, the camera battery failed or ran out. So I changed that. So I don't know if it corrupted the last file because I had left the camera recording. So to catch you up, in case you need to be caught up, we've got about 1.6 more quarts to pump to fill up the reservoir for the hydraulic fluid. And as long as my batteries hold out on this transfer pump, which I've been using just to transfer fuel into my small engines and my cub tractor. This has been I got this at Harbor Freight as a gift, but it was only $9. I think you can get them now for like $7 something. But anyway, it's more than worth the cost. It's a really good deal and it works really well. Still on my first set of batteries, and I've pumped probably 20 or 30 gallons of gas with it so far on the one set of batteries, plus almost a quart and a half of oil. I mean a gallon and a half of oil so far. Let's see how this goes. And my batteries in my pump, I think, are getting low too, so it's taking a little longer than probably it should. It's dusk outside now, that's why the light's a little dark around the edges, but the hummingbirds are still flying around. I don't think you can pick up the level in the reservoir, but it's just starting to creep up now. So the transaxle's full, and I'm just at the almost full level. So this was pretty painless. It was a lot easier than trying to wangle a funnel in there and then pour in the fluid like I did last time. There we go. That is right at the mark it's supposed to be. Now I'll just allow a little bit extra because the filter probably needs to get soaked in. And there. Now we're full. The oil, transaxle oil, is changed, filled, and that job is done. Put the cap on. I think last time I forgot to put the cap on. Silly me. There we go. It took not quite. It took almost another quart, so I must have had 0.6 of a quart left in that didn't get drained out. It was still dripping a little bit. Maybe I could have wiggled the angle on the tractor a little bit and got the last bit out. I hope I remember to run some gas through this before I put it in a tank, because I'm sure this is full of oil. This pump. Well, that concludes changing the transaxle oil on my X530. Glad you watched this. Hope you enjoyed it. Hope you learned something. It's pretty easy to do. Thank you for watching this video of changing the trans oil in the X530. Please like, subscribe, comment, share this video with anybody who may also have a John Deere tractor that has the hydraulic drive. It's really pretty easy. I think it's even easier to change than changing the oil. It's really not much of a chore at all to change the trans oil. Of course, it may be a little daunting because you don't have to do it as often, but it's certainly no harder at all than changing the oil. And I would certainly recommend doing it as opposed to taking it to a service tech guy to do it. Not to discount them at all. They're good at what they do, and if you don't have time to do it, certainly take it to one of them. But you know, it's a good sense. You'll feel a good sense of accomplishment doing it yourself. Save some money. You save the labor. The filter on this is the most expensive part. Then the hydraulic fluid, I guess. I buy the John Deere fluid. I know you can get a substitute at a lot lower price, but I spent the money for the X series, X500 series, so I'm a little reluctant to use lower grade oils. Whether or not they are lower grade, I'm not sure, but I want to stick with the John Deere stuff just because I don't want to risk my investment in the tractor. I know I've had comments about that it's a lot of money to spend for just a lawnmower. It's a lot of money for a rototiller that doesn't have the power, but You know, those are people that don't have one of these and don't know the power that they have and how useful they actually are. And I'm glad I got it, and it saved me a lot of work. Certainly it's a lot better than walking behind a Troy-Bilt rototiller that I had been doing. Now I do use my Cub tractors more with the implements that with those they tend to save me, tend to be a little quicker than using the John Deere. They are good. The Cub and the Harrow that I use are good for breaking up the soil initially, and then I go over and fine-tune it, so to speak, with the John Deere and the 42-inch hydraulic tiller, which are in my videos. You can see that in the videos list below. So once again, thank you for watching. Like, comment, subscribe, and catch me on the next one. I'll catch you on the next one. Bye bye.